Okay, in the last class, we discussed a perpetual motion machine of first kind. And a machine which produces energy without taking any input of fuel or heat. A machine which continuously works without taking any input of energy like heat or fuel, whatever. Okay, here the converse of the statement which is given earlier, that is a machine which produces work output without taking any heat input. You put Q is equal to 0 here. So then this will be a perpetual motion machine of first kind. So if a machine engine, it will not be an engine, but a fictitious engine, an ideal engine, which produces work with taking no heat energy or no input energy. Q is equal to 0. And the converse of the statement, that is a machine which takes work input continuously or which consumes energy continuously without a simultaneous appearing of any other form of energy, is also called a perpetual motion machine of first kind. So here a machine which produces a W with the Q is equal to 0, and converse, that is in the reverse direction, you show the work input in the reverse direction and heat in the output in the reverse direction like this, and Q is equal to 0. So W is a positive value. So these type of missions are impossible. This type of missions are called a perpetual motion mission of first kind, which are fictitious and they are not possible. And here earlier we discussed what an isolated system means. An isolated system is the one where there is no energy interaction, heat or work interaction with the system and boundary. So at the system boundary, we observe if any energy transaction is there at the system boundary, we observe. People are entering, waiting. I don't know why they don't enter in time. And however, I am admitting. And see, at the starting of after
1+1 కదా ఇప్పుడు 1+1 ఇచ్చారు ఆఫర్ 1 GB అనుకో 200 1 GB అయితే
మూవీ కొడుతున్నా
all of you keep your mics in the mute condition. Okay. So a perpetual motion machine of first kind is a fictitious mission or ideal mission, which is impossible to make, which is impossible to construct, and which violates first law of thermodynamics. And this is an idealized concept based on which, of course, some theories are established. And an isolated system is the one where in the system there will be no heat interaction and no work interaction. That's why in the equation, for example, dq is equal to dE plus dW, or q is equal to delta E plus W. You equate q is equal to 0 and W is equal to 0. Then the first law for change of state gives dE equal to 0. That means differential of a certain quantity E, if it is 0, that means that certain quantity E is a constant. E must have been a constant. So according to mathematics, the differential of a constant or derivative of a constant is 0. Or if a derivative constant is 0, then then that parameter E is a constant. So that means energy of an isolated system is always constant. So this is also given once in the examination. Prove that the energy of an isolated system is always constant. You have to prove like this. Q is equal to 0, W is equal to 0. And you put in the equation Q is equal to delta E plus W. Q and W as zeros. Then delta E is 0. Then E is a constant. And these two simple equations can prove that energy of an isolated system is a constant. Now we have to prove that energy is a property of the system. Energy is a property of the system. Suppose consider, see, I have taken this type of this figure in the last class, and because of time constraint, we did not complete this and just started. And here, from 1 to 2, there is a process in this direction. That is, in the direction from 1 to 2 on the path L, there is a process, and a return process from 2 to 1 is shown by two processes or two paths, M and N, two paths. So here you have to assume two cycles, that is 1 to 2, 2 to 1, along paths L and M, that is one cycle, and another cycle from 1 to 2 and 2 to 1 along paths L and N. The return process for the second cycle we assume to be N. So there are two cycles taken, and we apply now the first law of thermodynamics, which has been explained in detail for change of state as well as for a cyclic process completely. And for a cycle, for example, along paths L and M, we write that net heat in the cycle, in this cycle, is equal to net work in this cycle. That means QL plus QM is equal to WL plus WM. We can write it down. And also for the same cycle, there are two processes, 1 to 2 along L and 2 to 1 along M. And for that type of say L and M, we write for change of state QL is equal to delta E L plus WL. This is for the path L. And for path M, we write Q is equal to delta E plus W. Along path M, we write using subscript M. Subscript ante we write underside in the underneath of the letter corresponding letter. So along L and M, see in this cycle there are two paths, along L one path, that is the forward path, and the reverse path along L. So in that way the cycle is completed with two processes, that is one forward path, that is along path L, and one reverse path and coming back to the same state along path L. So along path L, we write for change of state QL, Q is equal to delta E plus W along L. Along L, we write underside of each and every parameter. Similarly, along path M, we write Q is equal to delta E plus W along path M, we write like this. Like this we write. And for a cycle, for the same cycle, here we write WL plus WM is equal to QL plus QM. So under what definition or under what concept this equation WL plus WM is equal to QL plus QM is written? ఈ ఈక్వేషన్ ఎలా రాశారు చెప్పండి? How is this equation written? See, the arrow is kept in front of the equation. Tell me, how is that equation written? Not got? Okay, that equation is written according to the first law of thermodynamics applied to a cyclic process. Cyclic process, for a cyclic process, the net work in the cycle is equal to the net heat in the cycle. Or in the reverse way also, net heat in the cycle is equal to net work in the cycle. So in that way, the cycle here is 1 to 1 along path L and along path M. So on these two paths, we write the network WL plus WM is equal to net heat QL plus QM. This does not mean that every path will have works along that path and heats along those paths. It is in general we write. In general we write. Now here adjusting here QL minus WL. From this equation we write the third equation QL minus WL is equal to WM minus QM. So the third equation here, if you call this one equation 1, equation 2, equation 3. Equation 3 is written from equation 2. And QL minus WL means delta L, delta E L. From you, unless you write this on a paper, you cannot understand. Unless you write this on a paper. See, in the last hour, many of you are, of course, not, I think, entering into the seminar and entering into the online class. We wonder why you people are not entering the online classes in the last hour. Okay, anyhow, I will speak to your parents in the short time. Okay. Who is number 26? Number 26. See, this is, we are here applying first law of thermodynamics applied to change of state, this equation along path L and along path M. And then for a cyclic process, 1 to 2 along path L and 2 to 1 along path M. So these are the equations. Are there anybody who have written these equations? See, once a mathematical, I told you, this simple mathematics is a boon to us, for Koranland, because with this simple tool, that is mathematics, you can understand a little bit difficult concepts very easily. We have to prove, and in the examinations, this question, energy, a property of the system, that is, you are to prove that energy is a property of the system in the examinations. This is given, this has been given in the examinations many times. That's why, and with simple mathematics, that's why I put more effort to explain the equation for change of state. Q is equal to delta E plus W. I put more effort, but okay, how many of you understood? It's up to you. See, In the previous days, we had not attempted these many times because of poor response from you. I don't know whether you are hesitating to speak in the online either. I don't know. However, it is up to you, and it is all matters a lot. Okay, here two types of equations are applied for this cyclic process. One is for a cycle, how is the first law applied? And for a change of state, there are here for this cycle, there are two changes of state. One is along path L and change of state from 1 to 2, and another is change of state from 2 to 1 along path L. Suppose so, for these changes of state, there are say two equations written here. Two equations. This is first law of thermodynamics applied to change of state from 1 to 2 along path L. And this is second equation is first law of thermodynamics applied to a change of state from 2 to 1 along path L. And for a cyclic process, in the cycle along L and M, here for a cyclic process, this is a cycle for a cycle. Net heat in the cycle along L and M, that is QL plus QM is equal to net work in the cycle WL plus WM. And this equation is is written from the above equation QL minus WL is equal to WM minus QM. What I am asking you is to write it on paper. These are algebraic equations. There is nothing to understand, nothing complicated in understanding. These are A plus B equal to C plus D, and I wrote here A minus C is equal to like that, B minus D, like that I wrote. A plus B is equal to C plus D, for example, and I wrote here like this, rearranging these equations. These are algebraic equations. And QL minus WL. QL minus W, what is QL minus WL? Is delta EL. And QM minus WM is delta EM. Or WM minus QM is minus delta EM. And in the same way, if you write, this is for path L and path M. And for example, the cycle has occurred along path L in the forward direction and along path N. That is another way of, I have taken another return process from 2 to 1 in the path N instead of path M. Instead of path M, we can either change the state from 2 to 1 in the other direction, in the other path also. Let us take arbitrarily along path N, the change of state from 2 to 1 has occurred. And for L and M, we proved that delta EL equal to minus delta EM. Similarly, for L and N, we can prove that delta EL is equal to minus delta EN. We can prove. That means delta EM is equal to delta EN. That means the change of energy, either it is along M or along N, it will be the same. The change of energy, whether it is along path M or along path N, it will be the same. And that is how the energy is taken as a property of the system. Because whatever is the path, the change is the same. That means it does not depend on the path followed. If any parameter or any change in the parameter, if it is not dependent on the path followed, then that parameter is said to be a property of the system. In this way, the energy is taken to be, energy is proved to be a property of the system. And this is energy. Change in energy between two states of system is the same. Whatever is the path the system follows in undergoing the change of state. Arbitrarily taken. These are arbitrarily taken. Here, M and N are arbitrarily taken. So, in that way, energy has a definite value for every state of the system. That means it is a point function. That means at a specific point, it has some value. So, therefore, if such a property, such a parameter, which has a specific value at a specific point, is called as a point function. And point function, every point function is a property of the system. All this terminology has to be habituated to you, and every time you should be in a position to respond to this terminology and answer to the point as and when required. And in this way, the energy is proved to be a property of the system. And every property is a point function. What do you mean by point function? I'm a little bit concerned about the understanding level of you, having known the feedback of your knowledge, and therefore I'm spending more time on important topics, and they are of much concern to all of us, because not with respect to examination point of view, also with respect to any test you come across, whether you go to an interview or whatever it is, your junior may ask you, your senior may ask you, like that. This is a language which can be discussed anywhere when that point comes. Therefore, these are the basics which can be discussed anywhere, not only examinations. Energy is a property of the system. Energy is a property of the system. Now, one of you tell me, can you define energy at this point? Somewhere I have put arrow mark at a certain point on 1, 2. Can I give the energy value on that point? You tell me yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Why yes? Okay, you are correct. Then why yes?
A cyclic process, sir.
Not cyclic process. Not cyclic. Okay. I will put one more question. Can you give me the value of heat at this point, where the arrow is put? Heat value or work value?
Yes, sir.
Any answer? So that's see. Listen. Heat and work are not point functions, and you cannot define heat and work at a specific point, as it was shown by arrow mark here. Heat and work cannot be defined, but energy can be defined. This energy value can be known. That is, instead of 1 to 2, say this arrow mark is, for example, 2 dash, 2 dash. We can know energy value at that q dot, and at that 2 dash, not 2 dash, 2 dash. And energy is a point function. It can be defined at any point. But where heat and work are not point functions, that means the values for heat and work are not cannot be defined at a specific point as it was shown by the arrow mark. So your answer for the second question is not correct. It is no. The answer is no. That means at a given point which is shown by arrow, the energy can be defined, whereas heat and work cannot be defined. So now coming to other question. Now under the following parameters, which is the property of a system? Number one, heat. Number two, work. Number three, energy. I repeat, under the following parameters, which is the property of a system? Number one, heat. Number two, work. Number three, energy.
Energy, sir.
Energy is a property. But what about heat and work? Are they not properties of system? Tell me yes or no. Heat and work are not properties of the system. Okay, that's why I asked you, and I put more effort in understanding these terminology. Heat and work are path functions. That means, for example, I have taken the return process to happen in the first way along path m, and in the second way along path m. And if this is a PV diagram, if this is, say, again along x-axis, volume is taken, and on y-axis, pressure is taken. So on I told you integral PDV gives the work done or work done on the system or work done by system, and if the return process is along path m, the area under along path m subtended on volume axis is this much. So extend one onto the volume axis and draw a vertical line from one, and draw a vertical line from two downwards onto volume axis, and the area under path m along 1 to 2 gives the work done by or work done along path m, whereas along path m the work done is the area subtended by the path n, that is you draw a vertical line from 1 again, 2 again, and but the area is under n. Which area is larger, under m or under n? See, what I am asking you is simple mathematical questions. I am asking you which area is larger, under m, that is path m, and where the area here, the area subtended ante covered by ఈ 1 2 process path m ఈ 1 2 process కింద వాల్యూమ్ యాక్సిస్ మీద hatched lines గీస్తే under m, the area, how much area you will cover, you can see. And ఈ path n కింద hatched line గీసి వాల్యూమ్ యాక్సిస్ మీద గీస్తే along which line will you get more area, along m or along n? this is volume axis, and this is vertical line is pressure axis. So I told you integral PDV is work done. Work done. See, this is a mathematical question, and how will you get work? If this is the path, this is the path, and an elemental strip dV taken, and if relation between P and V known, the integral PDV from 1 to 2 or 2 to 1 will give you the work done from 2 to 1. Integral PDV along path M, where the relation between P and V is known. Then what do you mean by integral PDV along path M? It means it is the area under 1 to 2 along path M. Page number 66. 66 ఎవరోసారి మొహం చూపించండి. Show your face. Number 66. And for your information, the time spared by you on every class will be recorded, and accordingly your parents will be conveyed. Your parents will be conveyed about your participation in the online classes. Whether you are entering the class in the last minute or right from the beginning, it will be recorded here. Okay, don't think that you will not be under some observation. Okay, this is for your kind information. Okay, energy is a property. Now the area I'm asking you, which area is higher, along path M or along path M?
L path, sir.
L, L, okay, very good. నేను అడిగింది ఈ రెండు. Why? Because we have, this is forward area, very good. This is, ignore this. We are bothered about these return process only. Forward process
M, sir.
M. Along path M, the area is more, higher.
Yes,
That
sir.
means the area means work done. Work done along the process along path M means higher, means it depends on the path followed. If the path followed is the work done is a little bit lower. In that way, work depends on the path followed. The path followed. If you follow path M, more work will be available or done on the system. If you follow this line, the work done is little bit lower. And why I am asking you to ignore this L? Because it is the forward process and it is common to both the cycles. One cycle is L and M. Along L, the forward cycle, forward process. Along M, the reverse process. This is one cycle. And second cycle is along path L again, and the return process is change along process L. See, for these two cycles, the forward process is same. That is why you need not consider the forward process, because it is common to two cycles. The two cycles which are along path L forward and along path M reverse, one cycle. That is first cycle. And second cycle is along path L in the forward direction, and in the reverse direction is changed, and along process N, the reverse direction is changed. Because we have taken arbitrarily two return processes, we are bothered about how work changes, how heat changes. And that's you see how work changes, we have explained now. The area under M is higher. and area under n a little bit lower. In that way, if you follow m along path m, the work is a little bit higher, and if you follow along n, the work is a little bit lower. That means work depends on the path followed. Whereas in that way, the energy delta EM, for example, it is we discussed that we have just now arrived at delta EM is equal to delta EM. Applying first law of thermodynamics for a change of state like this along path L and along path L, along path L and along path L, and for a cyclic process along path L and path L like this. We wrote equations, and for this cycle LM, we arrived at delta EL is equal to minus delta EM. And similarly, by taking Ln, L and N, we will arrive at delta EL is equal to minus delta En. And therefore, we can write delta EM is equal to delta En. That means whatever is the path M or N, the difference in energy will be the same, whether it is process M, path M or path N. The difference in energy is same. That means energy is a property of the system. Energy is it does not depend on the path, energy. And later we discuss, say, the energy, internal energy, it consists of many components: internal energy, kinetic energy, potential energy, like that. And potential energy and kinetic energy, I told you for stationary systems, we need not take. We need not take for stationary systems, like that. And specific heats, we had studied these specific heats in the very preliminary classes. Specific heat of a solid or liquid is defined as the heat required to raise or lower a unit mass through 1 degree temperature, rise or fall. Like that, specific heat of a solid or liquid is defined. Or whenever a definition is asked, if you recall, Q is equal to MCP, MC delta T. Q is equal to dq is equal to MC delta T. And we are asking the definition of the C, specific heat, and write the equation C is equal to dq by mdt. And now define the specific heat as the heat required for unit quantity of the substance, unit quantity of substance, to raise its temperature by 1 degree, 1 degree. So that is how specific heat is defined. Specific heat of solid or liquid is defined as the heat required to rise or fall per unit mass means M, through 1 degree temperature rise, delta T, 1 degree temperature rise. So in that way, C is equal to dq by m delta T. Like that, the definition can be established. So for a gas, there are many number of ways in which heat may be added, and hence a gas will have an infinite number of specific heats. However, for gases, two specific heats are defined: specific heat at constant volume and specific heat at constant pressure. At constant pressure, we write dq is equal to mcp delta T. For constant volume, dq is equal to mcv delta T. And dq is equal to mcv delta T for a reversible non-flow process at constant pressure, mcp delta T. We have studied these all in the earlier classes, in the very preliminary classes. Can you recall these equations? MCP delta T, MCV delta T. Can you recall this? Specificate. Okay. You are looking more in it in the last class. I don't know. And I told you you should be you should be in a position to listen to all the classes attentively and seriously, because these classes will not be repeated at any cost because of time. So the academic year runs in the same way as we were in the live class. So therefore, don't think that these will be repeated again and again. These will not be repeated even after the college opens, because time matters. In the short time, the semester closes as per university schedule. Okay, dq is equal to mcp delta t for a constant pressure process and for a reversible non-flow process. This is our thermodynamic term. We discussed this many times. Non-flow process is the one where mass flow is not there, or for a closed system. And dq is equal to mcv delta t for again reversible non-flow process at constant volume. The values Cp and Cv for perfect gas are for any gas at all, any one gas at all pressures and temperatures. Now integrating this, we have the heat flow in the reversible constant pressure process is equal to mcp T2 minus T1, and for a constant volume process mcv T2 minus T1. T2 minus T1 for constant volume process temperature difference when constant volume process happens, and constant pressure process happens, it is mcp T2 minus T1, and for constant volume process it is mcv T2 minus T1. Because see, all these are learned in the earlier classes. We had learned all these in the earlier classes. That's why no that much effort what we did in the case of first class not required on this specific heats. Specific heat of a solid or liquid. For a solid, it is Cp is equal to Cv. We will discuss. And regarding the internal energy, there is of course Joule's law. The internal energy as perfect gas is a function of absolute temperature, and U is equal to F of T. And we know from first law of thermodynamics, for a closed system, dq is equal to du plus dw. For in the absence of non-flow energy, for example, for non-flow energy, I told you this non-flow energy in the earlier class as a stable system. For a stable system, that means a closed system, there is no flow takes place. If there is no flow, kinetic energy is 0, potential energy is 0. So d is equal to du plus dpe plus dk. dp is 0, dk is 0. And then dq will be du plus dw. And for constant volume process, dw is equal to 0. How is this equation dw is equal to 0 written for a constant volume process? One of you tell. For a constant volume process, see, in the earlier slides, we have written dq value directly for constant volume process. dq is equal to mcv dt, like that. Now we are how those equations were arrived, we are discussing. We are discussing from first law of thermodynamics again. Now, I repeat the question. For a constant volume process, here it is given dW or delta W is equal to 0 is written. How is this work done in constant volume process is 0. On what logic? This delta W in the constant volume process for a closed system is written 0. Quick respond quickly. The work done in a constant volume process is written 0. See, in the equation dq is equal to or q is equal to du plus dw or w, q is equal to du plus w. See here, w is written 0 for constant volume process. Q is equal to du plus w is first law of thermodynamics applied to a stable system. The stable system here, the name is changed and it is named as non-flow energy, non-flow process, and for non-flow process, the law of conservation of energy is written like this. Energy equation is written like this. Okay, Q is equal to du plus W. In that W is 0 for constant volume process. For constant volume process, why is W 0? Work done 0. What is the alternate equation for W? I have just discussed in the graph. The work done for a certain path is given by some equation. What is that equation? And y is W0 for constant volume process. See, you should be mathematically alert. No, I don't say that you should be mathematically smart. Alert. Everybody at this stage, at your stage, should be mathematically smart. Each one of you should be mathematically smart, and we expect it. No doubt, because all these phenomena, what we are talking about, is related to simple mathematics. Therefore, you should be smart.
Sir, non-flow of energy, sir.
Non-flow energy. Very good.
That's why dW equal to 0, sir. At constant.
At constant volume, dW is 0. No. One more equation is there. dW. How will you find out work done in the process? See, we have taken three processes, LMN. In the process M and process N, I discussed work done. Work done in the process M is given by so and so equation. What is that equation? Integral on PV diagram. If a certain process or path is given, what is the work done under that path? On pressure volume diagram, if a certain process 1 to 2 given, what is the work done under that path 1 to 2? How will you mathematically find out? If the relation between pressure and volume given, that's why I want you to do some problem in the next class. Actually, if this is a one-to-one or face-to-face class or a real class, then virtual class, I could have done more and more problems and monitor you. Clear. See, some people are. I don't know why. It is there. Unfortunately, they are not utilizing the classes. And these coming to the class by not wasting your money, not wasting your health, not sacrificing your health, like that. Like that. Maybe you may take good food at home. You will utilize your time at best by reading more and more books at home and by not wasting a single paisa. Whatever that you have to, you are required to waste, we are wasting that money on behalf of you. Okay, I repeat, on PV diagram, if a certain process is there, for example, on pressure volume diagram, see here, this is the process amount. How will you find out the work done on this path? If this is pressure volume diagram, how will you find out? Integral
dw equal to integral dq, sir.
dw equal to
Integral dq.
integral dq.
dq.
No, no. Okay, I told you in the earlier class also. See, you are a little bit not concerned with simple mathematical equations either. That's why I ask you every time to put all these concepts in ink on paper. You ink these concepts on paper. On paper, if you ink, see, I told you this is the area under 1 to 2, which is integral PdV. Integral PdV. The work done is given by integral PdV. If volume is constant, what is integral PdV? What is dV if V is constant? If V is constant, what is dV? Derivative of a constant. Derivative of constant is derivative of constant. You don't know?
0, sir.
0. So dW, which is PdV, then W is to be written integral PdV. So that integral PdV or PdV, because volume is a constant, it is 0, since volume remains for constant volume process. Therefore, dq is equal to du for constant volume process. And this is first law of thermodynamics. See here, the first law of thermodynamics is written as dq is equal to du plus dw. But you need not write like this. You can either write this as q is equal to du plus w, like that. You need not write this dq and dw like this. And you can write w is equal to 0, because w is integral PdV. Because volume is constant, this is 0. So q is equal to integral du. And we write this is because this is a property, energy is a property. We can write du, constant volume process, is cv dt, mcv dt. Or for constant, for unit mass, dq, this small q is equal to cv dt. And after integration, we get u is equal to cvt plus k, integration constant. And this again here, mathematical knowledge required. At t is equal to 0, absolute 0 value, we assume that the internal energy is 0. Internal energy of a system, a stable system, is 0 at absolute 0. So in that way, at absolute 0 value, this integration constant will be 0. In that way, we take u is equal to mcv t, or integration constant u2 minus u1. We can write mcv t2 minus t1. That is, finally, we write u as cvt, cvt, like this, mcvt, or cvt. Internal energy u is equal to cvt. All these are mathematical equations. See, k is equal to 0, I told, that is arrived by putting t is equal to 0, u is equal to 0. If you put t is equal to 0 here, u is equal to k, or no, t is equal to 0 and u is equal to 0, then k will be 0. If k is 0, you will get u is equal to cv into t. All this is mathematics. See, if I read like this, there is, I asked you to write instead of reading. When I show something involving mathematics, you write it, and get it, get the simple mathematical equations. So MCV T. Therefore, U2 minus U1 is MCV T2 minus T1. So we can write like this. For internal energy, change in internal energy, we will write like this. So this can be applied for any process, reversible or irreversible process, whatever it is. For reversible or irreversible process, we can write. And we will go for the remaining topics in the next class. See, what I observed especially in the last hours, you are all almost showing inertness that will not help you in any way. And remember that these classes will never be repeated, and it is constrained by time limit. See, we are constrained by time frame given by the universities or colleges. Therefore, don't think that all these are for the sake of relaxation. This is for you, for better utilization of time by sitting at homes. So be careful, be attentive, show interest, and attend to every class, and that helps you a lot. Thank you.